Heaven's California.
Hey guys, today I have a suggestion video, the only one I got today actually, so it's pretty weird. I expected a lot more. So again, if you guys have any suggestion videos, let me know. I'm checking my help for review every day now, multiple times a day now. And good thing I did, because I got this suggestion about 2 hours ago from Melvin Pz9, the only suggestion of the day, with a link. Yo, can you react to this by SagaTheYoungin? The video is called I Slapped My Teacher in the Face with a Piece of Paper. So this one ought to be interesting. So yeah, I think it's about 7 minutes long, or 7.5. Yeah, roughly around there.
Alright guys, so today's video...
So I gotta slap my teacher in the face. That's interesting. That's assault, so have fun going to jail, have fun getting charged, or have fun getting something, because you're gonna get shit. Let's go.
Alright guys, so today's video is one that's slightly embarrassing. I was a bit of an idiot, only because all I had to do to avoid this situation was just think. Use my brain, like use at least a single brain cell to just analyze the situation and think about what not to do. So this happened at the end of my sophomore year. I was 16, and it was the second to last week of school. And in most classes on the second to last week, you're not really doing much of anything, except maybe just having study time for whatever test you're about to take. So basically nothing. So it was one of those days where you go to every class and don't do anything. Well, you're supposed to be studying for your finals, but realistically, I don't know how much of that was actually going on. So I was going through the day, and I get to my last class, which was math, and I have to sit in there for an hour and a half before school gets out because of how the schedule was that day. And I already know it's about to suck because this teacher had already told us on a previous day that the entire hour and a half was going to be silent study only, no exceptions. She had said she better not see anyone trying to take a nap. If she sees anybody pull out their phone, she's going to take it, and there was to be absolutely no talking. So I was already mentally preparing myself for this upcoming mind-numbing silent hour and a half. And sure enough, I walked in, and she reiterates that she wants it silent the entire time. And I was about to follow all her rules, because this teacher was kind of strict, and when something upset her, she did not care. She went hard in the paint. For example,
I feel like she would kill you or something.
School year, she got mad at this one kid for talking too much, which I guess is reasonable, but because of that, she made him move his desk away from all the other desks, put it all the way up against the wall, and like halfway behind a bookshelf, just wedged into that little corner. For the entire rest of the year. Like, what? How is he even supposed to learn anything at that point? There's literally a bookshelf blocking half his view to the front. Not to mention, it just sucks being separated from everybody else. All because he was talking too much during one class period. She just did not care. She didn't play around. And whenever she got pissed, she would do the same thing every time. And it was this weird thing where she wouldn't directly look at us while she was talking. Like, she'd be teaching our class normally, and she would be looking at us as she teached. But when she was angry, she would look above all of us as she was talking with this really serious face. And I remember she would get irritated pretty easily. It didn't really take much. And you could always tell when she was mad, because instead of looking right at us, she'd be teaching while staring above us, looking all pissed off. So I walk into class, and I already knew she wasn't in a good mood right when class started, because she was doing the whole look above our heads as she spoke thing. So I'm just trying to mind my own business, prevent any conflicts. And then I was surprised when class got about halfway done, and she showed a little bit of kindness. She's like, look, I don't want to force you guys to be silent anymore, so if you guys keep it quiet, you guys can talk to one another and work together. But then she says, if any of you get too noisy though, or mess around, I'm going to take away the extra credit points I gave you guys earlier, and your grades are all going to drop. Because she had just given us a few extra credit points to help us out at the end of the year.
Wow.
And it seems like every time a teacher says, oh, you guys can talk, just keep the volume down. Give it like 15 minutes, and the volume never stays down. And after a little bit, the group of people I was sitting with start messing around, just trying to make the time go by faster. And one of them makes a paper football, and they start tossing it around on the desks. And my one friend is like, yo, if she sees us playing with a stupid paper football while we're supposed to be working, she's gonna go off on us. And then the kid that made it is like, nah, it's fine. There's like 5 of us. Everyone just gather in a circle around the desk, and she won't be able to tell what's going on. We'll just pretend like we're working if she stands up and walks around.
No papers, just a stupid little thing. I'm so sure I'm not going to tell.
Being the big baller that I am, I score a touchdown. So my friend on the opposite end of the table was like, alright, kick an extra point now. And it was only like 2 desks pushed together, so it's not that far that I had to kick it. A light flick would work just fine here. So he makes the goalpost with his fingers, and I go to kick it, and I don't know what I was thinking, but I flicked the paper like a complete crackhead and hit it way too hard. And the teacher, she's just sitting at her desk in a straight line directly behind my friend holding up the goalpost, just minding her own business, grading papers or something. And when I flicked it, I did hit it really hard, but I still have never seen a piece of paper fly so far in my entire life. I don't know what happened, but it flew past my friend, over the group in front of us, and at this point, the way this thing was traveling, you would think it caught like a wind current or something, because it then got propelled all the way over to her desk, and one of the pointy ends hit her right in her face between the eyes, just dead center. And you would think I would have noticed, like, oh, the teacher who was already in a bad mood is in the direct path you were about to flick.
Well, I mean, you're not supposed to put it that way, you're supposed to do it straight.
Corners. Your one job is to not flick it like your finger is on steroids and send it flying into her face. But of course, I do the exact opposite of that and send it flying into her face. And when it hit her, she immediately stops writing and drops her pen, but doesn't move. Just keeps staring down as if she's thinking about how she's going to end the career of whatever kid just threw that at her. And then she slowly tilts her head up to look in our direction and just says, "Which one of you threw this at me?" And I'm sitting there trying to think of how I'm going to explain this to her. And not only was I off task, but also somehow accidentally shot a paper football directly at her face. 3 of the other guys that were messing around with us, like not even 20 seconds ago, are now all of a sudden really interested in math. Never have I seen them so intently working on equations, pretending like they've been doing this for the past hour. But then the guy that made the goalpost with his fingers comes in to save me, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, I told him to try and kick it through my fingers." So he just came in and kind of took the blame to help me out a little bit.
Wow.
And I was actually on this teacher's good side too, to make things even worse. And then she looks at me and she's like, "So you threw this at me?" And I'm like, yeah. But before I could really finish answering, he comes in again, and he was like, "Yeah, sorry, I was the one that told him to flick it." And I really appreciated this guy trying to kind of diffuse the blame so it wasn't all on me. And the teacher is looking kind of confused at this point, because he said twice now that it's his fault, even though I admitted I was the one that threw it at her. So she doesn't really know who to get mad at. The blame basically got spread out between the 2 of us. So it kind of caused her to hesitate for a second, which probably prevented her from just going ham on me right away. But then she calls me to her desk and is like, "You know what I'm hearing right now?" And I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "I'm hearing you want me to take away those extra credit points I gave you." I'm like, "What you mean? I don't hear anything." No, I didn't actually say that. But I was like, "Look, I really didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry for messing around. It's not going to happen again." And after that very, very heartfelt speech, combined with the fact that I was on her good side, probably not so much after that day, but she gave me the paper football and said, "Throw it away, go sit down, and don't talk for the rest of the class." And then the remainder of the class, she would shoot glares in our direction every couple of minutes. But I mean, understandably so. She already seemed to be grumpy to begin with that day, and then she got blindsided by a paper football. Now, whether she was actually serious about taking my extra points away, I will never know, because she ended up...
So where did you slap her in the face? Isn't that what the thing was called?
...correctly into the final grade book. Instead of a 7 out of 8, she put 70 out of 8, which gave me a cool 875% on that assignment. Ended up giving me a nice boost on my final grade. I couldn't even tell if she took out the extra points or not. So you can keep your extra points, I don't even need them. Nah, I'm just kidding. But if that teacher ever sees this video, it really was an accident. I promise I never meant to throw a pointy piece of paper at your face between your eyes. But it still was kind of a little bit funny.
Okay, so what I'm gathering here is that he didn't actually slap her in the face. It was... that's not a slap at all. This is a slap. Flicking something at her face is totally different than a slap. So that's clickbait, okay? So clickbait video, I still like his channel, but clickbait video. Because that's not what happened. But yeah, because I was kind of like, wait, where do you slap her in the face? Like, because I was kind of thinking, how do you slap her in the face? Like, slapped in the face. Let me just make sure that was called slapped in the face, because I just want to make sure, because I do not know if I'm just tripping or something, or I don't know what I'm doing, but... Oh. Hold on a second. I might have fucked up. Oopsie. Give me a second. Hold on. My bad.
Oh no, my castle's under attack!
It's not clickbait. My bad. Because when I downloaded this video, all I did is put I saw my teacher in the face. So... my bad. It's called I saw my teacher in the face. Well, I mean, it's not really slapped, but I hit my teacher in the... that would have been a better word. I hit my teacher in the face with a piece of frickin'. Can you load? Can you, like... perfect. So So I fucked up. I will admit I was wrong there. So sorry, SagaTheYoungin, if you're watching this. I doubt you will be, but sorry for that. But for some reason I just wrote. Here, I'll even show you what I wrote. I literally wrote. I slapped my teacher in the face. SagaTheYoungin. So. Oh wait, and if you actually are watching this video, SagaTheYoungin, what is your actual name? And where'd you come up with SagaTheYoungin? I'm assuming because you're 19 you put Youngin, but I don't know where the Saga whatever came from. But yeah, maybe that's in the Q&A that I did not finish. But if anything, I'll ask that as a question myself in the comments of the video or something. But anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know any other suggestions that you have. And again, thank you to Melvin Pz9 for the suggestion, and give me any more suggestions you may have. And I will get to them as soon as I can. Most likely the day of or the next day, depending on the time. Until further notice, that's how it'll be. And yeah, I'll see you guys next video. Peace out. Thanks for watching.